Hey guys, you remember last time I read chapter 1 and chapter 2 of this book, Rent a Bridesmaid. It was really fun, isn't it? I love it so much. So now we will continue reading chapter 3. Let's discover about this girl named Marty and about Mattie being a bridesmaid and how did Tilly feel. So let's discover about it in this chapter 3. Let's get started. Chapter 3. Mattie kept going on about this Marty girl. She had to go back for 2 more fittings for the bridesmaid dress. I bet you think it's a right bore, I said hopefully. Yes, it is. Standing there on the table with Marty's mom making me turn round and round ever so slowly while she pins up the petticoat hem and then the awful dress. I felt just like a little twirling ballerina inside my mom's music box. So then I tucked my arms in the air and I did a little ballet dance, just a couple of steps, only I was too near the edge of the table and I fell off. Look at my bruise. Mattie pulled up her dress there and then. Even though we were out in the playground, I saw the dark purple bruise on her skinny white thigh. So did the little gang of boys playing football. They all shouted and whistled. Woo-hoo! I had died of embarrassment, but Mattie just made a very rude gesture back at them. Yeah, very rude gesture. Miss Hall was on the playground, duty and glare, but Mattie turned her back on her. I've got a big bruise on my bottom. Yeah, on my bottom too, but I suppose I can't show you that here, she said. Mom wasn't all at all sympathetic. She said it was all my own fault for showing off. She was a bit embarrassed because the stupid frock tore just a little bit at the waist. Oh no! Marty's mom wasn't cross at all though. She said it was just the gather part and she could easily fix it. She told Mom not to worry and said her Marty was always clowning about like that. She said we were so like we could be twins. You could like twins? I asked, my heart thumping. You didn't say she had red hair. She hasn't. She got these mad blonde curls. We don't really look alike. It's more than we act alike. Well, so do we, I said. We act alike all the time. We play warrior princesses together and we do all the some sort of stuff. Yes, I know, but we have different personalities, don't we? What do you mean? I said. My voice went croaky again. In fact, I very nearly burst into tears. Well, I'm a tomboy and I like playing football and I'm messy. I hate really girly things. You're a totally girly girl. No, I'm not. I'm a tomboy too. I insist. And I play football. Sometimes. If it was really warm when I went to tea with Mattie, we didn't play in her bedroom. We went into her garden and the 3 of us played a sort of piggy in the middle football. I was nearly always piggy. Even little Lewis has much better ball skills than me, but I still play. You're rubbish at football, said Mattie. I scrubbed my eyes up tight, but I couldn't stop 2 fat tears rolling down my face. What's the matter? Said Mattie, surprised. Why are you crying? I'm not. I've just got something in my eyes. I scrubbed at them with my feet. I haven't upset you, have I? No, I said. Of course not. I think I have. I'm sorry, said Mattie, and she put her arm around me. You want to come to tea tonight? Maybe not tonight, I said. I wanted to terribly, but Auntie Sue kept saying that I mustn't keep on going to Mattie's house all the time. She said it was an imposition, though I wasn't sure what that meant. She suggested that I should ask Mattie back to her place for tea. I was horrified at the idea. I suppose Mattie wouldn't mind a tea cake and she probably liked the pizza if Dad didn't make it back in time. But she hated at Auntie Sue's. There wasn't anywhere we could play properly. We had to sit in the living room, which smelled of fusty old furniture. We had to sit on the sofa with her and watch all her quiz shows. We couldn't even play out in her garden because Uncle Eric didn't like anyone running about on his carefully moved lawn. And anyway, he'll be there. fussing about over his rose. Dad has asked if I like Maddie to come over one Saturday when he didn't have to work. I wasn't quite sure about that either. Our new house was so quiet. It didn't seem as if a real family lived there anymore. It was like a furniture showroom. And then, of course, Maddie would start wondering about Mom. She asked me lots of questions at first. Why did I go to Auntie Sue's house every day? That was easy to answer. I said my mom worked. She asked what job my mom did. I said she was an artist and had her own studio. Well, she had painted a lot of pictures once. Dad took them down from the walls of our old house and covered them in bubble wrap and stored them carefully in the furniture van. But he didn't hang any of them on the walls of our new house. They were stacked at the back of our garage, still in their bubble wrap. Maddie was interested in my mom's mythical studio. Will you take me there? I would love to see a real artist studio, she said eagerly. Well, I wish I could, but my mom didn't like to be disturbed, I said uncomfortably, and then she tried to change the subject. After a while, Maddie stopped asking about Mom, which was a great relief. I wonder whether it might be possible for Dad and me to take Maddie out somewhere one Saturday. Then we wouldn't have to be in our house. I thought of all the places Dad took children for a day out. To the shops, maybe? Lots of children in year 4 had been to a big blockbuster film about dinosaurs and said it was great. Maybe to the cinema, maybe. But I didn't want to bring up the dinosaur subject all over again. Perhaps we could go to the zoo. Well, we first moved here. Dad has taken me to the zoo every single weekend. The zoo has once been a huge crate, but the animals started to look sad and depressed. The elephant's wrinkled face looked mournful. The tiger padded up and down in agitation. The monkey screeched anxiously. Even the comical waddle of the black and white penguins looked painful, as if their feet hurt. I didn't want to go to the zoo ever again, so I didn't invite Maddie that Saturday. I regretted bitterly on Monday. Guess what? I got on Saturday, Tilly, said Maddie. When we met in the playground, it was wicked. The zoo? I asked. I wish. No, we want to have the last boring fitting for the hideous raspberry monstrosity. But then I got to play with Marty while our moms were chatting. Her bedroom is a pinned one end and totally messy, with all sorts of mad toys, animals the other end. Marty had to share with her older sister Melissa, and she hates it. Anyway, we started playing this crazy game with a toy snake made out of tapes. She's good at playing out sort of game, Tilly. I could scarcely breathe. Maddie noticed my expression. Not as good as us, though, she said quickly. Anyway, their dad had tickets to take them to that new dinosaur film, but Melissa wanted to go around the town with her friends, so they asked me instead. Oh, Tilly, it was fantastic. Super scary, but in a good way. The best film ever. It's given me all the sort of idea of the warrior princesses. Princess Powerful was going to win every single battle. Just you wait and see. I tried to smile, but my lips were too wobbly. What's up now? Asked Maddie. I wanted to go to that dinosaur film with you, I said. Well, you should have said. I did say it just now. Yes, but it's too late now, silly. I'm not silly. Yes, you are. You keep getting fussed about stuff. It does my head in sometime. Though Mom said I've got to be tactful. What? What do you mean? Why do you have to be tactful? I asked. Well, Maddie was fidgeting now, looking worried herself. No, I don't know. I don't know what you're on about. You do my head in, I said. My mom says I got to be careful not to upset you because of your mom, said Maddie in a rush. What about my mom? I could feel little beads of sweat stirring out under my fringe. Well, Maddie stretched her heads together and scratched her canvas boot tip along the tarmac of the playground. Because she's dead, she murmured. No, she's not. Oh, Tilly, my mom explained. I couldn't understand why your mom's never around, and you have to hang out with that Auntie Sue lady. And even though you said all that stuff about your mom being an artist, it sounded like you were making it up. And you seem so sad sometimes. And when your dad comes to pick you up, he's all quiet and sad too. So mom said she thought your mama died and it made you both too upset to talk about it. She said, I have to be extra nice to you because of it. Well, your mom is talking total rubbish. Because my mom isn't dead. She just didn't live with us anymore. So now you know, and you don't have to be extra nice to me and make out you want to be my friend. Tell everyone in the whole class, see if I care, I said. And I pushed her away and went running straight into school. We weren't supposed to go into the classroom until the bell went. I went charging into the girls' toilet and locked myself into a cubicle and cried and cried. Sometimes I heard other girls coming in, and I pressed my lips together and pinched my nose so they wouldn't hear me sobbing. Maddie came in too and called my name, but I didn't answer. And after a while, she went away. The bell had gone now, but I still stayed locked inside. I didn't want to face anyone ever again. I was in a terrible state by now. I ran out of toilet paper, so I had dribbles all down my face, and I was all hot and sweaty, and my head ached, and my heart pounded. All the old ache for Mom started roaring inside me. Matilda! Oh no, it was Miss Hope's voice. Oh no, it was Miss Hope's voice. Matilda! I heard her walking along the cubicles, checking each one. I tried to tuck my legs right up so she wouldn't see my feet, but she came to a halt outside my cubicle and tapped on the door. Tilly? She said softly. Don't be silly, I know you're in there. I'm not silly, I shouted, though I never ever raised my voice to a teacher before. I thought Miss Hope would be really mad at me, but she wasn't at all. Sorry, of course, you're not silly. I'm silly to say so, and I feel silly talking to a door. Couldn't you unlock it so we can talk face to face? No, then I'm going to have to go down on my knees and peer under the door just to make sure you're all right, and that will be embarrassing for both of us. I reluctantly unlocked the door. Oh dear, you poor little thing, said Miss Hope. Let's get you mopped up. She had a couple of big soft tissues in her jacket pocket. She wiped me with them and then ran some cold water in the basin and told me to bathe my face. I got my fringe wet by mistake, so Miss Hope stood me beside the hand dryers and smoothed my hair with her fingers so that it didn't dry sticking up. It was such a careful, motherly thing to do that I started crying again. Oh goodness, no more tears. How about you and me popping into the staff room for 5 minutes? It should be empty by now. We'll have a cup of tea and a chat, Miss Hope suggested. I wonder about our math lesson, but Miss Hope said she left Mrs. Avery, the classroom assistant, in charge. It was the first time I've ever been into the staff room. I expected it to be like a hotel lounge with matching seats, but it was much shabbier with odd chairs and battered sofas, and low tables scattered with educational magazines, and a big Krispy Kreme box. It was Mrs. Jerry's birthday yesterday, said Miss Hope, nodding at the box. Shall we see if there's any left? There were 2 donuts with rainbow sprinkles. Well, look at that, just waiting for us. They might be a little stale now, but a donut is a donut. Don't you agree? Said Miss Hope. She patted her tummy. Though maybe I shouldn't, perhaps you better eat them both quick. You're such a skinny little thing, you could eat a whole box full. She chattered away, making us both a mug of tea. My mug, don't worry. My mug said, don't worry, be happy. Her mug's tea said, wonderful teachers. Did one of our class give you that mug? Miss Hope, I asked, munching. The donut was a little stale, but still marvelous. I think it was from last year's, year 4, or maybe the year before that. Are you going to have the last donut? No, you haven't. That's what I hope you say. Now, while all the tears this morning, I stared into my mug of tea, pretending not to have heard her. Did you and Maddie have an argument? I sniffed and nodded. That's that's a shame. You two usually get on so well together, she said. She's my best friend. I said I gulped. Well, she was. I expect she still is, said Miss Hope. So what was this argument about? I pretend to be deaf again. I asked Maddie, and she didn't want to tell me either. But eventually she said it was something about your mom, said Miss Hope gently. I shut my eyes tight, pretending that I couldn't see her either. Careful, you don't want to spill hot tea all down you, said Miss Hope. Now, Tilly, I don't want to pry, but I gathered from something. Your dad said that it's just you two at home. I nodded. Matty thought my mom was dead, but she's not. She just doesn't live with us anymore. But Dad and I don't talk about it. Please don't say anything to him, Miss Hope, or he'll get upset. I beg. Well, I won't say anything today, she said, which wasn't very assuring. So how long have you and Dad been coping by yourself? Ages, since I was in year 2. We used to live in Auburn, but then we moved last year. Dad said it was a fresh start. You still get to see your mom? Miss Hope asked. I shook my head. No, she came to see me lots at first. She really did, but now she lives abroad somewhere, and it's too far away. Oh dear, that's a shame. You must miss her a lot, Tilly. I do, and so does Dad. Yes, of course, so your auntie helps look after you too. She's not a real auntie. Dad paid her to collect me from school. He thought I would like that better than going to after-school club. And do you have a granny who lives nearby? No, it's just Dad and me. Well, you make a great team, you and your dad. But tell you what, if there's ever any girly thing you need to get sorted, you can always come and have little words with me, okay? I nodded. There now, I suppose we both better get back to class now. Leg round your mouth. You've got rainbow sprinkles all over. Miss Hope, what am I going to do if Maddie isn't my friend anymore? I asked. I think she definitely wants to stay best friend with you, she said. But she's got this other friend now, Marty. They went to the cinema together on Saturday. Marty's mom is making Maddie a bridesmaid dress. Oh goodness. Is Maddie going to be a bridesmaid? I wonder if she'll wear her sparkly green trainers with her dress, said Miss Hope, chuckling. Don't worry, Tilly. Maddie's the sort of girl who likes to make lots of friends, but I'm sure you'll always be her best friend. I wasn't sure Miss Hope was right, even though she was a teacher. But when I went back to class and sat next to Maddie, she looked at me anxiously. Are you okay? I truly didn't mean to upset you, Tilly, and I promise I won't breathe a word about you knowing who to anyone. You're still my best friend, aren't you? I'm your best friend forever. Promise, promise, promise. I said. So that is the end of chapter 3. They're still best friends, and Marty is like a friend of Matty, but Matty and Tilly is still best friends. So happy ending. Bye guys, see you in the next video for chapter 4. Bye bye.